Today, we're going to break down a viral video that makes some really serious claims about a political blogger. It's raw, it's super emotional, and honestly, it's a perfect example of how information and misinformation can use emotion to just explode online. So, let's get right into it. This right here is the translated title of the video. Talk about an explosive start. It's designed to grab your attention right away, framing the person not as a blogger, but as a top-pay propagandist. This is the big accusation we're going to unpack. So, who exactly is at the center of this firestorm? Well, the video doesn't make you wait to find out. It names its target immediately. The entire video is aimed at Laurio. If you're not familiar, she's a pretty prominent political blogger in the Philippines, known for her critical takes. The whole point of the video is to try and reframe her work, to say it's not genuine opinion, but a paid operation. Okay, so now let's flip to the other side, the accuser. The speaker stays anonymous, their face and voice are hidden, but they give us a very specific backstory. This is all about building credibility, trying to sound like an insider. Let's look at the career path they claim to have had. The speaker lays out this very specific timeline to build up their authority. They say they started in the House of Representatives in 2016, which is also when they claimed their online work began. Then, later, they became a communications officer. This whole career path is really crucial. It's designed to make you think, okay, this person was on the inside. They had a front row seat to how the political machine works. So, with that background supposedly established, the speaker then gets into the how, describing what they call a systematic online campaign. They lay it all out, step by step. They outline this clear 3-step playbook. Step 1, you build the infrastructure, create the online accounts and blogs. Step 2, you build a following, an actual community of people. And then step 3, you deploy the message, which they openly say involved attacking political opponents. The goal here is to make their work sound like a highly coordinated strategic operation. The speaker even gets into some of the tactical details, explaining the difference between platforms. For Twitter, they talk about how you have to constantly interact with people to build that loyal community. They mention Facebook has a wider reach, but they don't get as specific. This little detail is meant to add another layer of authenticity, to make them sound like a seasoned online operator. So, let's recap. We have a target, an anonymous accuser with an insider backstory, and a detailed description of the supposed operation. But what about proof? This is where the whole story really pivots. And this gets us to the most important question of all. For an accusation this big, that Laurio is a paid propagandist, what actual concrete evidence does the speaker provide? And here it is. This is the only piece of technical evidence they offer. A claim that Laurio's IP address was traced to Congress. It's presented as the smoking gun. But it's so important to remember, this is just a claim. No data is ever shown to back it up, and anyway, an IP trace by itself is rarely definitive proof. Networks can be shared, and locations can be masked with things like VPNs. Right after presenting this one piece of unverified info, the entire tone of the video just changes completely. It stops feeling like a political expose and becomes a raw, aggressive, and deeply personal attack. The shift is just jarring. I mean, look at this direct quote. It's full of profanity and personal insults. The speaker isn't just an anonymous source anymore. They're an aggressor, directly challenging and demeaning their target in a really visceral way. And then, the speaker draws this moral line in the sand. They accuse Laurio and her allies of being motivated by money, while they claim their side does it out of pure belief. Our propaganda was free. This is such a classic rhetorical move, trying to claim moral superiority. The confrontation ends with a threat. The speaker claims they have more damaging information, warning Laurio to stop what she's doing or she'll face even more exposure. This just adds this element of suspense and intimidation, like there's more to come. So, what does a video like this really tell us about our modern digital world? Let's just step back for a minute and look at the key takeaways from all this. This video is really a textbook example of how a lot of modern online attacks work. You have these massive accusations, but they all hinge on claims that you can't verify. Anonymity is used as a shield, which allows for really nasty personal attacks without any real consequences. And the whole thing skillfully mixes political points with raw, emotional language to get a strong reaction from you, the viewer. It just shows how intense online political fights can get. And that leaves us with a final and pretty challenging question. When we're faced with a compelling story from an anonymous source, one that's packed with emotion but has almost no hard proof, how do we decide what's true? It's a question we all have to answer every single time we scroll through our feeds. Thanks for tuning in.